Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I'm super excited to announce the release of my very first book, The Golden Key: Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance. If you're ready to alchemize the circumstances in your life so that your abundance expands to an entirely new level in 2021, head over to goldenkey.gift to download the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Welcome back, all you positive heads. I'm your host, Brandon Beecham. And that's my new intro.
Yeah, what do you say?
I'm running out of ideas here, folks. Bear with me. Welcome to the show. Welcome, Dalien. How goes it?
Oh, thank you. Thank you, sir. Doing well. Doing wonderful.
It is Friday, and we're recording.
It is sunny.
And it is sunny in sunny SoCal. Life is beautiful.
L-I-B? Oh, L-I-G. Life is good. That's the other,
Yeah.
one that...
Don't get mixed up. Life is beautiful, or life is good. Either way, it'll work.
Yeah,
we can
I'll
do
get mixed up with those two. You know what I mean?
Potato.
And I think you do.
What
do you want to talk about
What do you want to talk about?
Or would you like to... you want to go first?
Well, I've got some reviews
Tell me.
to talk about. And these reviews are from iTunes, and they make me very happy because it's shows me that someone out there is picking up what we're putting down and appreciating it and loving it, and it's helping them in some way, playing some small role in their lives. And so if you guys haven't reviewed on iTunes yet, that is the holy grail of all things podcasting. Please give us a review. It fuels us to continue on this labor of love and helps us to reach new people too. More reviews, so forth, so on, the more exposure you get in iTunes. Let's see here. We've got a awesome review here from Tasman Dixon. A Colossal Neon Sign is the title of it. And Tasman says, I was in the middle of some really low stuff when I intuited to search positive in my Podcast Addict app. This was the first thing that came up. I was eager yet weary of what I would hear based on the podcast picture, but I had hit rock bottom and nothing could have made me feel worse than I was feeling in that moment. I don't recall the first episode I listened to, but it had a clip from Abraham Hicks in it. It was about upstream, downstream, and the struggle of struggling with struggles. I've listened to this clip from Esther before, but I heard it this time. It shone bright and blinding like a massive neon sign. Turn around. What you want isn't that way. It resonated through me like a chime in an empty box. It reverberated through me for the rest of the day and into the next night. I'm remembering so much of what I forgot and rehearing things I've not resonated with until now. This podcast is a beautiful and amazing momentum that has inspired a pointing of downstream and choosing my feelings. I'm so deeply in gratitude to Brandon and Dalien for being what love would do and shining a bright light into so many lives, mine included. Thank you for talking about the hard stuff, the gooey stuff, the happy stuff, and the deep holy ball stuff. You're amazing, and gratitude runs so deep. If you're looking for a podcast to shift your ickiness and lethargy, this is it. If you're looking for a colossal neon sign, plug in your headphones, take a seat, and open yourself to the messages that they have to offer. So powerful. That's such a powerful review.
Yeah, poetic, inspired.
So poetic, yeah. Tasman, yeah, you're quite the writer there. I love it. It makes me smile. It makes me just feel really warm and fuzzy all over. So thank you so much for sharing and taking the time to give us this feedback. And a really interesting point here, Dalien. that we always talk about, of course, with the show. It's a daily conscious effort. Tasman says, hey, I'd actually heard that exact clip before, but this time it really resonated. This time it really struck a chord. You're always different. Every moment, you're born anew. So you may have heard something before. You'll certainly hear me repeat the same concepts over and over and over again. Why am I circling this stuff? Well, because that's what it takes. We're rewiring our brains here, and it's a wave doesn't wear down a rock by hitting it one time. You see that smooth stone at the beach, it's because over and over and over again until it smooths out. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're smoothing out our rough edges here. And that takes repetition. It's a daily conscious effort. It's sort of the theme. It is the theme of the show. We're going to circle the same concepts over and over and over again, new ways, new insights. Each time it's a deeper understanding that unfolds. So I think that's such a key point, and it's so exciting to hear that working, right? Oh, I heard that before, but this time, I don't know. It just hit me differently. It had a different impact. It had a different effect. And that's what it's all about. This is how you do it. Keep coming back. Keep taking in high vibrational information until, the shift occurs. And it's going to continue to occur. It's a never-ending process. You'll never get it done, as Abraham also says. So, we're in eternity. Relax. You'll never get it done. We're on the move. Change is guaranteed. So thank you, Tasman, for that review. We have another review, short and sweet, by Jeff1564. Great positive insights. I feel it nurtures my spirit just tuning in and getting to listening to them talking. The music at the end of each podcast is great too. So soothing. Yeah, I definitely believe... Jeff, thank you so much for the review. Music is sort of the medium. Nothing can unlock emotional states for me like music. And there's just, you hear it said, the universe is a song. It's vibrations of sound and light. It is. We're living, everything is music. And so I think there is high vibrational content, just like these words and the things we're trying to resonate with here, or we are resonating with here, are high vibration. There's music that is high vibration, and there's music that's low vibration, and it all has its purpose, it all has its place. So we want to include high vibration music that helps to kind of transcend all the words, because we are wordy around here, and kind of leave it off with something that goes beyond words. That's the intention. So I'm glad that you're appreciating that, and hopefully it exposes some of these great artists that are out there, making high vibration music, right?
Indeed. Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, what he said. But double C.
Positive Head Podcast, piercing the veil of illusion, one episode at a time.
So let's see. I'm feeling a little bit silly today. Hope you don't mind. Hopefully not. I don't think so. You guys are all silly too. I know it. I can feel it. Let's see here, Dalien. What do you got in way of you got a feel-good story today, don't you? I'm feeling good, so hit us with a feel-good story.
Yeah, like we said at the top of the show, right? L-I-B, L-I-G. Yeah. P-A-G is another thing I could add to those three.
P-A-G, what's that one?
According to this story, people are good.
Clever,
people
Dalien.
are good. Yeah, P-A-G.
PAG.
That's PAG was the sort of guiding principle that Rob Greenfield used to essentially make a video, but really kind of prove a point and implement his plan to prove his point that people are good. Right? And you can find Rob, by the way, on Facebook. That's how we found them, apparently. But you can find on his Facebook page this video where Rob proves his idea that people are good by flying off one way, getting himself a one-way ticket to a far-off country that he would have to work his way back from. So he flew to the country of Panama, which is over 4,000 miles and 7 countries away from his home. He's from San Diego.
With
so
no
he was
money,
just gonna,
right?
Yeah, he was going to work his way back with nothing but his passport on him and the clothes on his back.
And the idea that good people will help him to achieve his aim, right?
Yep, and exactly. So he purposely had, of course, no wallet, no money, no cell phone, and no camera.
Wow.
Okay, and he ended up making a little documentary movie there with cameras that the people he met had. So I guess they donated his, footage. Yeah. Really, really cool. Very, very, apropos of the social media age and, our times, right? but also just a wonderful idea that he was able to just sort of prove. Oh, I just saw there that it was 28 people that he used 28 people's footage.
Wow.
But I bet he met a lot more people than that. And of course, this little clip is like a sort of a Cliff's Notes of his travel, right? So it gives like quick little facts on what he did. He worked on everything from organic farms to, make just enough money to essentially pay the, I guess, like border crossing fees, essentially, right? And to just, get himself from place to place to either, get, I don't know, lodging for a day or some food. Food he would, find in variety of ways. I mean, anything from like foraging in the wild, from what I was seeing there, to just picking food off trash cans, things that people discarded. He was donated quite a bit of food, offered free lodging, things like this. And just met a whole bunch of people.
And the trash can thing, I'll just make a quick interjection. At least in the States, I have a friend who was talking about how, like, Trader Joe's, I know someone who does this, and they just go around. They don't, they travel nonstop, have an incredible journey all the time, and they're like, oh man, Trader Joe's, they throw out so much good stuff. And so I don't know what it's like in other countries, but sometimes when you say, stuff in the trash, it's like there's some really good stuff being thrown out. And of course, you're hearing some of these sort of movements to take that thrown away trash in certain countries. Like I think it's France, right, that's doing it, and they're now giving it to all the homeless. And you're hearing a lot more of this sort of thing happening, thank goodness, because throwing away good food is just wow and senseless. But anyway, sorry, continue.
Yeah, no, absolutely right. And he was able to do everything from just eat, discard. Yeah, and I mean I think that's one of the things that they show in the clip. I think there's a longer form documentary version of this, but one of the things you can kind of see is that people were discarding perfectly good food, and when they show a quick shot of him sitting with another guy, and they're kind of showing what they're eating, and it looks like a perfectly normal meal, right? Yeah. So I mean that's certainly the case in developed countries like North America and Europe. Yeah, but I mean he would do everything from perform little odd day jobs to scavenge, essentially, right? And but the thing that I thought was really cool is how he kind of comments on the fact that setting out on this journey purposely and also without technology to kind of shield him from other people in a way, or to hide behind like a phone, right? He was able to really kind of forge authentic human relationships and interactions, basically talking about meeting people, seeing places and meeting people that he wouldn't have met or seen any other way, conceivably. Yeah. And of course, proving at the same time his, idea, his axiom that people are good. Yeah. But also, just kind of creating a unique relationship with them because of being in that position where he was like openly vulnerable. Yeah, and that's another thing, right? Being like very trusting, like putting yourself out there saying, hey, I'm just going to be transparent with people. This is my journey. They'll all know it. They'll all see that there's really no other intent for like, ulterior motive or gain, beyond just having this experience, right? Yeah. And the experience apparently was really beautiful for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he set the intention from the get-go. So it's just such a great example of that. What is my intention? To go out and find and to resonate with the goodness in people that are going to help me create this incredible story. Well, instantly the universe is rearranging itself to co-create that experience with him. So I love this for that example. It's like he had, spent no money and he had one of the probably will be the most memorable experiences of his life and inspired. Now, what is he doing? Now, what is the story doing? Not only did it inspire himself, those on his journey, the probably lifelong connections that he made, but now what is it doing? It's inspiring others who are hearing this story and, propagating this story like we are. We're inspired. And now we're sharing it and on and on and on. So look at the ripple effect of that good intention. It's absolutely beautiful story. All right, then, moving right along, I would like to share a positive pondering breakdown of the day. And this is a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. Great quote. Absolutely love it. I'm not going to say, Dalien, that you're always being a small mind if you're discussing people. There is certainly a time and a place for that. But what I believe she's getting at with this is if you're constantly gossiping, that's small, right? If it's gossip related, it's sort of, discussing people in maybe not the best light is what I imagine she's getting at here. It's that's small, right? Average, and God knows I've done my share of that in my life. Average minds discuss events. You're talking about things that happen. Great minds discuss ideas, and I love this. So the more, it's like you're not getting caught up on what's happening in the reflections out there, the stories out there. Instead, you're resonating with ideas and ideals, and it's one, like we talked about, high vibration versus medium vibration versus low vibration. It's all relevant. It's all part of our stories. We've all done it all, but what are we doing here? Why are we listening? Why are we making this podcast? Why are you listening to this podcast? We're in the self-growth game. We realize enough to know that's where it's at. Well, what can we do to continue to step it up and improve ourselves? And as a result, get better results, more fulfilling results, rewards, more happiness, more peace, all those things, right? We can really pay attention to when we're discussing people. I do it. I've definitely done it recently. I need to be more aware of this. I need to be more aware of what I'm doing. It's not a high vibration activity unless I'm discussing someone who did something really, really great, like I'm about to do here in a moment, or a great story about someone. Okay, that's different. So be very aware. I challenge you all to be aware today. Just as an exercise today, make the vow. I'm not going to discuss people in a negative way today. I'm not going to participate in that. It doesn't serve me in any way. Everyone loses. And instead, I'm going to really resonate with the highest vibrational conversation and ideas that I can. What feels the best? What feels magical? What feels alive? Where is all the magic at? How can I talk about my dreams or ambitions, or wouldn't this be wonderful if this happens, or take actions even? That's what I challenge you to do today. And in an effort to sort of solidify this whole concept, I would like to share a story from Socrates, the ancient Greek philosopher, before Christ, so going way back, 2,500 years ago or so. It's the Socrates triple filter test. And I saw this actually, David Wolf made a meme that kind of told the story. And I was like, I love these sort of stories and anecdotes. They're just such interesting things to ponder. And this is certainly a good one. So I'm going to read this. In ancient Greece, Socrates was widely lauded. Is it lauded or lauded? Lauded. Widely lauded for his wisdom. One day, an acquaintance ran up to him excitedly and said, "Socrates, do you know what I just heard about your friend Diogenes?" I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Diogenes.
Oh man, see, I'm struggling today. That's okay. Socrates, do you know what I just heard about Dionysus? Wait a moment, Socrates replied. Before you tell me, I'd like you to pass a little test. It's called the triple filter test. Triple filter? Asked the acquaintance. That's right, Socrates continued. Before you talk to me about Dionysus, let's take a moment to filter what you're going to say. The first filter is truth. Have you made absolutely sure that what you're about to tell me is true? Well, no, the man said. Actually, I just heard about it. All right, said Socrates. So you don't really know if it's true or not. Now, let's try the second filter, the filter of goodness. Is what you're about to tell me about Dionysus something good? No, on the contrary. So, Socrates continued, you want to tell me something about Dionysus that may be bad, even though you're not certain it's true? The man shrugged, a little embarrassed. Socrates continued, you may still pass the test, though, because there's a third filter, the filter of usefulness. Is what you want to tell me about Dionysus going to be useful to me? No, not really. Well, concluded Socrates, if what you want to tell me is neither true, nor good, nor even useful, why tell it to me or anyone at all?
Boom.
Boom.
Man, Socrates does it again.
Socrates coming back.
He was our favorite.
Swinging from 2,500 years beyond the grave.
Coming back strong, like always.
So good, so good, so good. How many times have I done this? Yeah, I've done this a lot. But Today is another moment to turn it all around. We're born anew, and this is an inspiring quote that we had there from Eleanor Roosevelt. Now, an inspiring story and a test that we can start using in our own lives, right? Let's give ourselves this test every time. Imagine if you gave yourself this test every time before you open your mouth. Is it true? Is it good? Is it useful? If not, why am I resonating? Why am I playing in that pool? What do I want to see more of things that are not true, not good, or not useful in my life? Is that what I'm saying? Because that's what you're doing. You're playing in the vibrational pool of things that resonate with that vibration. So let's stop that, shall we? There's plenty to talk about that's true, good, and useful. Let's focus our energy on that, our precious energy. You have so much time in a day, so many thoughts that you can emanate, so many moves that you can make. Let's use them as intelligently, as wisely as possible to generate more of what we want to see in our life. And that's, I love this. Is it true? Is it good? Is it useful? That is going in my arsenal, and I am going to, burn it in my brain.
I know. The 3 filters, huh?
The 3 filters.
Yeah. It's a great little exercise on how to, this little story, one that I hope that I will remember. And these 3 filters, Brandon. The thing that became clear to me earlier when you were talking is how, and this is something that I understood already, but how stories are just so powerful.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, I suppose
I love them.
Yeah. This is directly related to the language thing, because that's kind of what Socrates was talking about, right? The triple filter test, it applies to words and things we say about ourselves and others. And the thing is, we also live with these stories that we tell ourselves about ourselves and the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Well, what we want to be careful with is that we are not just blindly repeating the stories, right? I think the stories can somehow be useful, but not if we just sort of blindly buy into them and don't realize what we're doing.
Yeah.
So we could, still sort of talk about other people and refer to their stories, but I think that we will want to always be careful that, it's like you always say, Brandon, if we're all ultimately these incredibly powerful creative beings, shards of the divine, little fragments of, Godhead or Godhood, whatever, right? Then for sure there's this little game going on where we just look and sound and, appear very different from that a lot of times, right?
Right.
And of course we share sort of or show every kind of shade of human experience and choice in between, right?
Right.
But ultimately we're all kind of the same. And if that essence is lost, then that's when the stories just take over and we, feel free to judge other people like, this presidential candidate that's, very brash and, obnoxious, etc. Even someone like him, it's easy to sort of project our stories of who this person is. But let's just, always remember these are human beings. And beyond that, this is a spark of the divine. Let's just not buy into the stories blindly.
Let's focus on seeing that in everyone and everything that we come across, right? And when you do that, you are calling it forward to show itself. And it's sort of like, hey, I'm not even paying attention to the dysfunction or, whatever's happening that's quote unquote negative in you. I'm actually looking beyond that. It's like gazing, when you stare through someone, it's like staring through the negativity and dysfunction and just focusing on their inner divinity. And of course, it's one thing to say it and it's another thing to do it. And it is a daily conscious effort. And that's what we're all here doing. So hope you guys find this triple filter test as powerful, empowering, and wonderfully simple as I have. I intend to work it into my daily life, and I hope you will too. We are out of imaginary time for this episode, but we will be back. And I have some musical melodies to leave you all with. This is Miyagi. Miyagi-san. Too Late is the name of the track. Enjoy. Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.
Your eyes.